Hi, my name is Umesh Gupta and I grew up in New Delhi, India. So I still remember it was around 25 years ago that I came to US on 24th April 1999. I initially came to America with only $150 in my pocket. So spending every dollar became a big decision. I remember going to the market once and my first purchase in America was actually a pair of scissors for $3. And that kind of pinched me and hurt me. And I kept thinking that this is a very expensive item. But I came from a house where there were many people in my neighborhood or the subdivision that I lived in. There were at least 105 houses. Each house had around 8 to 10 people living in. So it was a close-knit community. We spent watching movies together in the park during the time when there was no TV. So coming from that close-knit community to a place here in America where you have to take permission from your neighbor to actually go to their house was different for me. And I initially found that living here by myself was actually difficult. So coming to a foreign land was an initial challenge for me, and after a few years of settling down, I realized that I need to find people who share the same background, who speak the same language, eat the same food, and have similar culture to mine. So I started looking for different communities who I can relate to. And I was fortunate enough to find a community called ISKCON here in America. And it is a spiritual community and they have temples all over the world. It was started by Srila Prabhupada back in 1970s when he himself came to America. So I was able to find some like-minded people who were not only spiritually enlightened, but they were also very humble, and I was able to talk to them, and I started going to the temple every week. During the first few years, I quickly realized that American lifestyle and Indian lifestyle is very different. So, more or less with the community life and with the way the families live in India, it is an interdependent lifestyle where you live with somebody and you each have some responsibilities. Whereas here in America, it is mostly an independent lifestyle where many or most of the people, especially the senior population that I dealt with, were living all by themselves. So that was kind of a shock to me. I have never heard about the seniors living by themselves in India. They are always living with families and they are being taken care of by families. Here in America, I not only heard, but I witnessed on 3 different occasions here in Detroit, Michigan, the gun violence. In fact, Detroit is kind of famous or infamous for the gun violence to the extent that the medical doctors come here for residency to specialize in gun shooting victims. So I still remember during my initial years, I witnessed 3 gun violence incidents where the shooter was anywhere from 2 feet to 15 feet away from me and was obviously targeting somebody else, but I felt that I was in the middle of it and that scared me. So I did speak to my patients about it and my colleagues about it, and especially my patients felt that there was nothing awkward about it and this is their everyday lifestyle. Detroit did come in the news at that time for gun violence, and being a home care physical therapist, I felt scared, but I continued as a physical therapist providing home care services to patients for about 15 years. In America, people get discriminated based upon the color of their skin, something that I never encountered in India. So when I first came to US, I remember people would ask me questions that I would not have any answers for. So many people asked me, hey, do you relate with white people? Or I still remember there was a patient in Detroit who asked me, hey, do you relate with black people? So my answer to them was that I don't relate with anybody. I am an Asian American and I am a human being and I relate with humans. Before marriage, I thought that I needed more friends and I'm feeling lonely. And then I got engaged, and I thought that by getting married, that loneliness would go away. So soon after our marriage, we both realized that now we both were feeling lonely. So we would look out of the window of our Medicine Heights apartment and we would try to look for people who are of similar age like us, and then we would introduce ourselves to them, and fortunately we were able to get some friends. We finally moved into our first house in May of 2002. The house that we bought for the first time was next to a elementary school, and it was right in front of a park. So that gave us a nice view of the park along with an opportunity to grow our social circle. The thing that I miss the most about living here in US about India is my family ties with India. I feel sad when my brother told me about the time when both of my parents needed medical help and I was not there to help them. I feel sad when one of my family members passes away, who might be my uncle or my aunt. Or I still remember once my cousin brother passed away because of cancer, and he was only 43, and I could not be a part of his funeral procession. So during these hard family times, you cannot leave your job, and being there is a hard reality that you have to face of living here in US. So one single advice that I can give to a new immigrant coming to America is stay connected. What took me years now takes only days. There are so many other social media platforms where you can look for the right kind of friends for you, so to spend time with. You can look for the right place to eat, the right place to enjoy, have fun times. So by staying connected and by meeting new people, you can initially sail through all the hurdles of coming to America very easily.